Hey babes, it is your girl Halle J here. For those of you who are new, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Today's video is just another soft blend tutorial. What's new? This is a new face on the channel though, and I did use a different technique when blending out the base, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Do not forget to leave me a comment down below if you have any video ideas for me or anything you would like to just see from your girl. I thank y'all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you enjoy, and every single thing that you need will be in my description box. If it is not, just hit me and I will make sure I get it to you as soon as possible. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Mwah. Bye. So she had fairly dry skin, so I went ahead and just put on some of the Pond's dry skin cream onto her skin to really just hydrate her and make sure she has a nice solid base. And once I pressed that in with my beauty sponge, I went over it with the Liss Beauty gripping primer. It's like a serum consistency primer, and it kind of almost gives the skin like a glow before applying foundation, so I really like that. I allowed that to sit for a little bit. And then for foundation, I'm using my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear. In the center parts of her face, this looks like Santa Fe. I wanted something like super bright on the center parts of her face. And then on the bottom half, I used the shade Cadiz. I like to just apply my foundation first and then blend it out with a beauty sponge. Y'all know this has been my favorite sponge lately, the Juno & Co sponge. We will be sponsored by them. We're gonna speak that into existence. We will be sponsored by them pretty soon, because you know I'm plugging them hard. This is an incredible sponge. It's a microfiber sponge, and it really allows the base to just be seamless. Like, I have no complaints. And I usually say I don't use sponges to blend foundation, but no, this one right here does the trick. So now that we are all nice and blended, I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour her. Like, this has been my new favorite technique and routine when doing faces, to really just sculpt and get the look that I'm going for. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Toffee and just applying down the hollows of her cheeks and the sides of her nose. And I'm also gonna blend that out with this sponge as well. So once that is all blended, like, she looking good already. Like, let's just stop here. She looking good already. So now we're gonna go ahead and highlight her. I'm using a Too Faced concealer again in the shade Shortbread. Yeah, in the shade Shortbread, and applying that in the center parts of her face again. And once again, we're going in with that Juno & Co sponge to make sure she is nice and blended. For loose powder, my fave powder recently, the One Size powder by Patrick Starr. It does what needs to be done. It blurs the skin, and it leaves you with a nice finish. So once I press that into her face everywhere I apply concealer, I do go ahead and dust some on the bottom half of her face with a brush. So now we have a nice matte base, and then I also just put a little bit more underneath her eyes because I saw that she was still kind of like wet underneath her eyes, so I made sure I pressed that in. So I didn't really need much contour because y'all see how it's already like very prominent. I just went over that with blush. I never want the contour to be too heavy or too dark, so I just went ahead and just went over that with some blush. This is the Juvia's Place Volume 4 palette. It's a very pinky blush, and I just applied that on top of her contour. For her nose, I used the True Complexion palette by Black Radiance, and I used light to medium and just used those probably that Sculpt shade in that palette to go ahead and contour the sides of her nose. For brows, I did go in with my Morphe brow pomade in Chocolate Mousse and just filled in her brows like I typically would. Nothing spectacular. I've been trying something new with brows, just trying to see what brow look I really like. And then, of course, conceal the brows with the same concealer I use underneath the eyes. Make sure that is nice and blended and set for our eyeshadow base. And while that is drying down, I'm going to go ahead and do her lips. I used the Morphe lip liner in Trendsetter, What Is New. Lined her lips real good, and then I went in the center of her lips with I want to say this is vanilla cream, but I'm not sure. But it is a Sephora lip stain. It will be down below in the description box when I figure out what the exact name and number is. And just apply that on her lips, blended that together real nice, and went over it with some clear gloss, I believe. Yeah, I went over it with some clear gloss. So her lips are looking nice and juicy. She has some nice full lips. I just love her facial structure. It was just perfect for this look. So I was like, yeah, girl, we gotta record you. This is my first time ever doing her face. And I was like, girl, can I record, please? Because this is gonna be a look. Anyways, Inglot gel liner, y'all already know. So the bottom half of the face is done. She's looking snatched. She's looking flawless. So all we gotta do is set these eyes off and call it a day. So I set her with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Just, you know, get everything, you know, locked in and set, and kind of reactivate it. And for eyeshadow, I want to say this is the Warrior 2 palette. No, this is the Warrior. No, it's the Warrior 2 palette. Is it the Warrior 2? No, it's the Warrior palette. It's the Warrior palette I always be using, y'all. And I just went in with that brown shade in her lid. That's all she needs. Since she is fairly lighter tone, I didn't want to do too dark or too deep of a brown. I wanted to still, you know, be light enough on her eye. And I went in with the Morphe 35U palette for the shimmer on top of her lid. You can use any shimmer, y'all. Shimmer is shimmer. It's nothing spectacular, but that's just the palette that I had. And just placed that on the center of her lid. Made it nice and cute. Okay, and for liner, we're doing the Inglot gel liner again. And I am putting on some of these lashes from Amazon per usual. I sprayed her once again with the One Size Beauty. And now that her lashes are on, I'm gonna put a little bit of that One Size powder underneath her eyes, just so I can do her not her waterline, but y'all know the little space underneath the eye. I wanted to give her some shadow underneath there, and I wanted to catch any powder that fell so I wouldn't have a mess when I was done. And just took a little smudger brush and kind of like smudged out her waterline just for dramatic effect. Setting her again, making sure she is nice and matte, and I'm going over her face with the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in dark tan. And this is me just fixing up her hair a little bit for the video. Yes, girl, we got to make sure the content is good, that she's looking nice and right. If y'all want to know what flat iron I use, it's the Baby Bliss Nano Titanium. Y'all know the popular one. She get real hot. So yeah, I straightened her up nice. And this is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed. Oh, she has a message for y'all, by the way, at the end.
Come see Halle J, because she slays, period.
Period.
Natural glam.
But yes, this concludes the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So if y'all really want to see more content, be sure to follow me on there. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for all the love and support. Bye. Mwah.